Welcome, everybody, to the news segment, July 7th, 2023. My name is Ken. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are listening via the podcast or via video on our YouTube page, youtube.com/BetterOnDraft, join us live, 7:15 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/BetterOnDraft and facebook.com/BetterOnDraft. Let us go around and see what everybody is drinking, starting with Wendy. Wendy, what do you got?
I am drinking a Four Hands terpene-infused contact high. I just want to point out that the label on this is really cool because it's a pinball machine.
Nicholas, what do you got?
I am still on my meds, and I'm still drinking NA, so I am drinking Harpoon's Open League, their hazy IPA.
And Daniel.
I'm trying to figure out what a pinball machine has to do with the contact high. I have a peanut butter cup milkshake stout from Rochester Mills.
For myself, I went back to the keg to get a refill of the Italian pills from Oddside Ales. Big shout out to Wes over there who got it set up at the local beer store for me to be able to pick up. I appreciate it. It was a lot easier than having to drive to Oddside for this. As well as there really isn't any like keg shops near me, so facilitating that.
Total Wine.
I guess they do kegs. I mean, that's still like a 20-minute drive through Ann Arbor and construction, and it's a pain. But better than the store that I went to, which had 8-year-old double IPA space cake from Clown Shoes. That's for sure. As we go into the news, each of us is going to have a little bit of a topic, but I want to start with a fun little game. A fun little game of trivia. The whole point is to get 3 points. You guys will just blurt out the answers. And the whole point is to see if you know your celebrity alcohol brands. The reason I'm bringing this up, Blake Lively, who is the wife of Aviation Gin, founder, owner, supporter Ryan Reynolds, has brought her own alcohol into the world. She is bringing you Lively's Betty Buzz, a sparkling mixer brand announced today. Low alcohol premium sparkling cocktails. 4 packs of 12-ounce cans for $15 at 4.5% ABV. There's going to be a sparkling tequila and lime, tequila and lemonade, and bourbon and apple ginger sour cherry. So I don't know what the distribution is going to be for it, but obviously she is hopping on the RTD trend, that is for sure. She says, these are the recipes I've been making for loved ones for years, but I have 4 kids now and I am tired. So here they are in a can. Enjoy responsibly-ish. Compliments.
This family is just doing so much.
Wait,
between Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, they are doing so many different things right now. It's absurd. Did you know that he just dropped $200 million, or not all of his money, on an F1 racing team?
Wow.
Yes. And not to mention the whole soccer team, Wrexham.
I was just gonna say, didn't he just buy a soccer team? Or something?
Yeah, him and Rob McElhenney from oh gosh, forgot the show.
Is this like an EPL team, or
they're not an EPL team, but they're trying to get there. Are they
like the tier below?
They were in 5th. I think they're in the 5th tier. Well, they were in the 5th tier. Now they're in the 4th tier. So they would have to get promoted.
We'll see what happens in 10 years if they get there. Then.
Well, they're changing the culture there. This was a team that was,
but they're
down on luck.
They're still competing with teams owned by like the Saudi government and.
We're not
the AEW guy. Hey, I'm a Newcastle fan. Yeah.
We're not going to touch that.
Yeah. But, you've got Shad Khan and guys like that owning with unlimited money. So
I like the Khans. I like the Khan family for many other different reasons. So
AEW
being one of them.
Not the Jags. So
you know what? I don't know what it is with them with the Jags, but
Shad Khan was the guy that gave away free beer at Jags games a
That
couple of
is
years
true.
ago. So
He also put a bit. He also took about 10,000 seats out of that place and put a very, very big swimming pool there because they
We got
weren't
it.
selling out the games, and because of the whole NFL blackout policy at the time.
that's a smart move.
That
So
was-
they put a
it was-
swimming pool in?
Yeah, they
Can
put a
anybody
swimming
go
pool
to
in.
it?
So now they can technically be, oh yeah, we're selling out our games now because it's based on the seats, not based on who's swimming in the swimming pool in Jacksonville, Florida.
So fun thing, and Ken, I pointed this out to you when we were at the Royal Rumble. Chase Field, our baseball stadium where the Diamondbacks play, has a swimming pool that it's technically a
My
suite
gosh.
that you can rent out.
I know
It's like out in the outfield.
We just kind of hijacked Ken's topic.
Yeah, sorry.
It was fun though. Yeah.
So Blake Lively has a brand new alcohol brand.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
Blake Lively, that's right.
He's got 4 fucking kids.
She does have 4 kids as well, yes.
Holy crap.
So I came up with a list of a handful of alcohol brands, and your job is the first one to get 3 of the owners. So we will try to go like 1, 1, and 1, but after, like, if you can't guess it, it'll go to the next person and keep circling.
Boy.
So we'll see how this works. If nobody gets it, I might try to offer like an extra clue. But we'll start with on my screen going clockwise. So we're gonna start with Nick.
Oh,
Nick,
crap. Yeah.
Voli 305 vodka.
I'm gonna say Pitbull.
That is correct. It is Pitbull's vodka.
What?
How the fuck do you know that?
Because he's Mr. 305. That's why.
Oh, that's
I don't even know what that means. All I know about
So,
him is Mr.
it's an
Worldwide.
area code.
It's the
area
area
code.
code from Miami. Yeah.
It's like, remember when Jason Derulo was the feature on every single song, and you just heard Jason Derulo, like somebody
Now it's-
singing his name. Now it's Mr. 305
It's
But
Pitbull.
he always used to say Mr. Worldwide.
or Mr.
Yeah.
Worldwide. Yeah, that's
he
his
does
other
that
one.
too.
Mr. 305 is the worldwide.
Now he says 305.
just combines them
Apparently I don't pay
together.
attention
It's just
enough.
all of it. Dan, you're next.
All right.
Sweetens Cove Bourbon.
Is that I feel like it's that kid that played the middle child on Full House, but I can't think of her name, but I have no idea.
No, these are at least
Sweeten?
like S tier.
I
These are S tier celebrities.
have no yeah.
S tier? What is that?
That means
S-
that you know the name of the person and not the
Okay.
middle child, Jodie Sweetener or Sweeter.
Jodie Sweeter. I mean, people know who she is.
Hey, I love
watch
Fuller
Fuller?
House. I thought it was a great show.
Wendy. Sweetens Cove Bourbon.
Didn't we just? Oh, I have no idea.
No, I didn't give the right answer.
Oh, you got the wrong answer.
Yeah.
I guess I should
It was
have
not
asked that.
Jodie Sweeten.
Don't feel bad, Dan. That would have been my first guess.
So I have no fucking clue. I have no idea. Bourbon? Yeah, I don't know.
Nick, you want to take a stab?
Dan took all the air out of my balloon with that answer because I had no other clue as to who would own Sweetened whatever. If it's an S tier celebrity,
There's actually 2 chances on this too. So, there's
I will say Brad Pitt.
nope, not Brad Pitt. He
Okay.
does own something,
Oh,
but it's not on
George
my
Clooney?
list. It is not George Clooney either. Dan, I'm going to give you one hint since it
Okay.
went in a circle. It is Brooklyn Decker's husband.
I have no idea. Is it the kid who played Judy on Family Matters?
No.
No idea.
What is this? Is this throw random people out from TGIF? Is that what
It
this
might
is?
be because I don't know.
So the
I don't know who
owners,
Brooklyn
no,
Decker
Brooklyn-
is.
Nobody
Brooklyn
got
Decker's
that.
a model actress.
Yeah. Since nobody got the answer, the correct answer was Brooklyn Decker's husband, Andy Roddick of tennis fame, as well as Peyton Manning.
I wouldn't consider him to be an S-list
He was the
celebrity.
number 1 male U.S. tennis player for years.
Andy Roddick.
Yes. Who was better than Andy Roddick in the mid
I was
late
I was gonna
2000s?
say I was gonna say something until you said U.S. male. because he was. Because if you said world number one, I mean, like what for a week?
No, I don't even know if he ever got to.
I don't think he ever got to number
like
one.
5 people watch tennis. So
Tennis is one of like the top 5 most watched sports in the world.
Yeah, well, you got Wimbledon going on, right
And
now,
Peyton
so.
Manning was the other one. So
they co-own it.
They co-own it.
Oh, that's an interesting pair.
Wendy.
Yeah.
Your choice, or this is a Scotch Lagavulin Offerman edition.
What?
Lagavulin Offerman edition. Lagavulin. It is a Scotch.
Moulin Rouge or something.
Just Lagavulin Offerman edition.
That's what I'm hearing in my head right now.
I have no idea. That guy from Parks and Rec. I don't know.
I think she's
See when I
referring
started?
to Nick Offerman.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Oh my
No,
God.
What?
No. Nick Offerman?
Nick Offerman is correct.
Ah.
Nick,
I get
are you
that.
ready?
I don't know, man. Sure.
He was smart. He put his name on it. Blake Lively put her name on it.
Mr. 305. His nickname on it.
Cincoro Tequila.
Cincoro.
Cincoro. If it's a Spanish word, I don't know or how to pronounce it. It's just Cincoro Tequila.
Cincoro Tequila. 5. I don't know.
We got to keep this moving.
Yeah.
It is a radio show.
I'll say Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks is not the answer.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Dan, do you know?
I'm gonna take a stab and say Bad Bunny.
It is not Bad Bunny, but
Ooh, that would
was
have been a
decent,
good one.
Decent
That's
guess.
a good answer.
Wendy.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a stab at it? Cincoro Tequila?
Oh, I have no idea. Jennifer Lopez.
It is not Jennifer Lopez. Nick, your hint.
Yeah.
23.
Michael Jordan.
It is Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Oh,
Dan, to get on the board,
I
Terramana
don't even
Tequila.
know the hint.
is this Bad Bunny?
It is not Bad Bunny.
That's going to be Dan's answer to every question. Bad Bunny.
Dan, to give you a hint, the rest of them are not Bad Bunny.
Okay.
Oh, so he gets another. Oh, okay. Gets another clue later.
Does it mean it's not Jennifer Lopez?
Jennifer Lopez is also not on either. Nick, do you know the answer?
What was the name of it again?
Terramana Tequila.
Terramana. Ricky Martin.
It is not Ricky Martin. I
You
was
just would've-
I was
you just would've-
hoping you guys would get this because it's
He
The
would've picked
Rock.
Dwayne Johnson?
Dwayne Johnson. That is The Rock's liquor company.
Interesting.
All right. It feels like you guys aren't going to get any of these. So we're going to go backwards here. And I want you to give me the name you think it is going to be instead. So we have a combination, kind of like the Peyton Manning, Andy Roddick. Give me the name of the tequila for Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul.
Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
You don't have to give me the real one. You could just make one up. This is, meant to be a comedy part of the world.
They make a vodka too.
They might, but this is definitely a tequila because it does say mezcal. Unless I am really, really off on my stuff.
Mezcal and tequila are not the same
I
thing.
feel like I just saw this somewhere.
They're in the same family.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah,
The
they
same
go to
recipe,
like
but-
liquor stores and sign bottles and stuff. They like
FYI, the new Aaron Paul Black Mirror is complete
Great.
hour of misery porn.
no, it's great. You
I
like
didn't
it?
say it was like bad. I just said it was misery porn.
Oh yeah, especially the way it ends. Oh my god, go watch that if you haven't.
Give me a
He killed
name.
that.
Yeah.
Are we making up a name?
Yeah, make a
Is that
name.
What you're saying
Yeah,
we're doing?
Try to make up a name. Because you guys aren't getting the actual answers, so we got to try to go backwards, maybe. No, nobody's got anything punny? Come on.
Bryan Cranston was in. I don't even know.
They were both in
Breaking
Breaking
Bad.
Bad.
Breaking Bad.
I never saw that show.
If only I could kick people off the Zoom.
They were also in Better Call Saul at the end too.
Spoilers.
Oh no!
That doesn't tell you anything.
It might tell you the name of the
No, it
No, it
absolutely doesn't.
It doesn't. All right. Well, you guys are not any
Breaking Bad
fun.
tequila.
Breaking Bad. It's actually
Breaking
called
Bad.
Dos Hombres Mezcal.
Oh.
Is the name of their tequila. Do you guys know who owns Ciroc? Anybody at this point? Up for grabs.
What's his name? The 99 Problems guy.
Jay-Z?
Easy.
Yeah.
It is not Jay-Z.
DJ
No.
Khaled.
It is not DJ Khaled either.
That man's everywhere.
You guys
It's
don't
that
know
big,
any
that
of your.
I
big
don't-
baby guy.
It is not
Or
big.
that Lil Baby.
It's just Diddy.
Oh, P. Diddy.
P. Diddy?
I was close.
Puffy?
Puffy.
Poofy. I'm sorry. Puffy.
Puffy? Boop.
Do you guys know who owns Crystal Head? Vodka.
Dan Aykroyd.
That is correct.
Really?
That
Yeah.
yes, Dan Aykroyd owns Crystal Head Vodka. Do you know who owns the 19 Crimes Winery?
The guy from Tool.
The guy from Tool.
The guy from Tool.
First of all, what guy
Wait.
from Tool? And second
The
of all,
singer.
why?
The singer. I can't think
Maynard.
of his name.
James
He-
Maynard.
19 Crimes has a location in Jerome. So if that's not it, it's the other winery that he owns.
He might own a winery, but 19 Crimes is probably reference to 19 actual crimes.
Okay, I can't. I cheated.
The bottles are great.
I looked at the answer.
The answer is Martha Stewart's best friend,
Snoop Dogg?
Oh,
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
That is correct.
There's when you go to the website, there's a big picture of Snoop Dogg to where you have to do your age verification.
All right. Well,
It's the
Future
first
owner
thing
of
you
the
see.
Ottawa Senators.
The Ottawa Senators.
this definitely failed hard, so I'm just going to pass it off
Jason
to
Momoa was not one of those answers. I would just like to point that out.
what was that?
Jason Momoa was not one of those answers, but he
Jason-
does have a new vodka.
Aquaman.
Jason Momoa, star of the Fast and the Furious 6. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Wendy, what's your article?
So mine, I found this article on that came up from Fox News, which I actually had to go and verify that it was this really a trend because I love the TikTok, but apparently there is a TikTok trend right now about beer tanning. Yeah, which is
What is-
literally
What is beer tanning?
apparently
Dan's
it's
probably thinking,
literally
what's
just
TikTok?
pouring beer all over yourself and then letting yourself crisp up in the sun.
What?
Why?
Pouring beer on yourself?
Instead of using sunscreen, they're using beer.
I mean, I could literally go outside and try this right now. Bring my laptop.
Film it
with
because
me.
we need some more TikTok
Yeah,
stuff.
we can do it live.
I'm like, so I have all kinds of beer stuff come up on my TikTok, and I've never seen that come up. So I literally had to look it up because I didn't believe that there were that many things on it. But they actually had a dermatologist that was like, no, stop doing that. She didn't say there's absolutely nothing that's going to help you not burn by putting the beer on there. She said your skin couldn't breathe. And that's why it's bad for you. I'm like, I don't even understand this whole article.
So
But
there, it's just
Apparently
like
there is a real trend called beer tanning. I looked it up, and there are videos where people are just pouring beer on themselves and then laying out in the sun.
my question is, who started the trend? Like somebody had
Someone
to
drunk.
have, not it had to have been someone with at least decent influence that would have like went in and been like, I fell asleep drunk and somebody spilled beer over me to try to wake me up, but I was too passed out, and now I have this amazing tan. Like that's the only way I could think of something that that it works. But I mean, if you actually look to the internet, like there's a lot of people talking about this trend saying that there's a warning to not do it from the sun So the UK, Yahoo, like this is all over the internet of people
The
say
best
ditch.
tan ever.
The Guardian says ditch the sunscreen, cover yourself in lager, get the best tan ever. Yes, it's another stupid TikTok craze. So I mean, I remember back in the days, if you guys remember when like tanning salons were like huge and opening up everywhere, and I don't know who would want to like get tan these days.
Oh, people.
I was
still do.
one of those people that was a part of that craze.
Were
But
you
I grew up
were
in-
you a
I grew up
lay
in the
down or a
80s
stand
too, though.
up?
I grew up in the 80s. We used to put baby oil on as tanning lotion. Like,
Were you a stand up tanner?
oh no, I'm
or
old
a
school.
okay.
There were no stand-up ones when I started tanning. If you fell asleep in there and they didn't set the timer properly too, oh, it hurt.
At least when I worked for one, which was 2002 is when I worked for a tanning salon company. There was a lot of technology where it would not like we had a lot of control over it. But I think after watching Final Destination 2, I don't think I could ever like go into a tanning bed again.
It was the best nap I ever had.
Best nap you ever.
It was a great nap. But that was back before the bulbs got really crazy and you could only go in there for like 3 minutes at a time.
Oh yeah, this would probably been before because like ours was like the high energy ones were it was just the dome over you, and after 10 minutes you had to flip. And then the other ones where you just kind of like laid in for like 20 minutes and did it. But then there was the stand-up ones where you basically like hold on to these rails on the top and you have like all the lights are surrounding you like it's a crazy Iron Man machine. Yeah, I don't think I would ever tan, let alone put beer on my. I mean, the only thing that burns is really my head, and I'm not going to put beer on that to ruin my life. Dan, what's your article?
All right, so this is a fun one. According to this article, as I'm going back to it, I apologize here, I wasn't ready. Apparently, this year, Father's Day beer sales went up 8% versus 2022. So I just want to hear, Nick and I are fathers here. I don't know if you like to get drunk on Father's Day, Nick. I personally do. But I want to hear what everyone's favorite drinking holiday is. And Ken, I'm going to start with you.
Not a Father's Day, no. Favorite drinking holiday?
What's the holiday where you're going to go and get beer and just be planning on getting a little toasty?
Honestly, I love the 3-day weekends, Memorial Day or Labor Day. Usually Memorial Day is when I'm drinking a little bit more because Labor Day I'm, doing something or going out somewhere. And that's more like a relaxation holiday for me. Like I don't have any plans. I don't plan on going to like barbecues or anything like that. Just like have a couple beers, watch some movies at home, order pizza in and just kind of relax. So that for me, the 3-day weekends. So like, July 4th, the day before July 4th, July 3rd, like I was drinking beers and enjoying a nice little vacation. July 4th, kind of like tied it into it. And then near the end of the night, cut myself off because I had to work on the 5th. But yeah, that's really the more drinking holiday that I prefer is something that I can relax to, not something I'm not into those party days, like those day before Thanksgiving, St. Patrick's Day. Give me a holiday to relax.
That's fair. What about you, Wendy?
So I agree with Ken on that if I'm going to be drinking on a holiday, I really prefer like the long weekend where you can span it out over a couple of days and just have a good time with it. But my actual favorite drinking day of the whole year is not technically the holiday, but it is Parade Day, which is my favorite holiday.
The St. Patrick's
and that
Day?
is the St. Patrick's Day parade in Detroit, which is the Sunday before St. Patrick's Day. But I don't go to the bars on St. Patrick's Day very often because I can't deal with people.
That's a young kid's thing. Like, I can't tolerate that.
In our
to save
Twitch
my life
chat,
anymore.
somebody said St. Patrick's in Savannah, outdoor drinking is legal 365 days. I don't know if that's Savannah, Georgia, or Savannah somewhere
gotta be.
else.
Is it Gary?
I don't know. It doesn't say Gary because it's Twitch, so it says 2TMICROG. So have no idea how to pronounce that.
Clarify that for us, guys.
You know what? I'm gonna pronounce it Toot McCrog.
Toot McCrog. All right.
Toot
Toot
McCrog.
McCrog.
Old Toot McCrog.
Until they tell me how to say it different. That's
man.
the name I'm good. I mean, I thought that was pretty good because it was TWO for Toot McCrog. Anyways,
Old Toot.
good old Toot.
Nick, what about you?
This person's gonna hate me for the rest of their
man.
life.
Yep.
So when I was in my mid-20s, I would say day before Thanksgiving, back when I was young and dumb. That has since switched over to 4th of July. Can't do it because of this past 4th of July because of the medications I'm on, but it's still one of my favorite times, especially if it falls within that 3-day holiday time period, or if it falls on Saturday or Sunday. My work usually gives us the day before the weekend or the day after the weekend off to kind of observe the holiday. So
Nice.
4th of July is where it's at for me right now.
Is it the fireworks?
What was that, Wendy?
Is it the fireworks?
Well, when my dad was still alive, we would actually have block parties back in our old neighborhood in Harper Woods, where we had the neighbors, we had family. Our next door neighbors would actually take apart the fence so that way the kids can go in between both yards. My dad would make his yearly pilgrimage to Toledo, Ohio. This is back before fireworks were legal. Before they were legal.
Go get the fireworks. Nice.
And all my friends in the neighborhood, we would all come. They would all hang out, and he would just blow shit up for an hour, because that's how much he would buy. And my mom would be pissed as to how much he would drop on fireworks. Keep in mind, this is during the 90s. I haven't really done that all that much, only because I don't want to spend the money, I guess you could say. So I leave it up to my brother-in-law. That's Tara's sister's husband to do the dirty work for the family. So I just barbecue. I just grill, which I had the responsibility of doing that this year.
Nice.
Not a bad responsibility.
No, it wasn't.
Dan, before you answer, I have a fun little extra added, because what I've been doing for the past 6 years, 7 years, I guess, if you want to count it, election day. I take election day off. I vote. And then there's so many places that give you free stuff when you bring your I voted sticker, including buy one, get one free beers at breweries and stuff, that I will take that I voted sticker and get hammered that day.
Would it make sense to take the day after off so you can just get shit-faced?
No, I just go into work, hungover the next day.
I do agree with you. So as far as mine goes, I do agree with you with election day, because it seems like a good time to drink.
Yeah.
And fight with people on the internet. It's just one of those things. And that's always more fun when you've had 9 beers.
Can I? Oh, go ahead, Ken.
I was going to say, I usually pick a TV show I've been wanting to watch. So like once I get home, so I don't have to drive anymore and I've got all the beer at home, I start drinking the beer. So I did The Boys 2020. I watched The Boys on Amazon, I think it is. The rated R superhero type show.
Edge,
yeah. Is that Edge and Chris?
The rated R superstar?
Awesome, reeks of awesomeness.
It's got like Karen Gillian in it and a few other people. It's got Homelander, which is supposed to be like the Superman type person. But yeah, it's a fun TV show if you've never seen it, for sure. I know it's coming out with the next season here very, very soon.
If I could add just a quick a consolation for me, it would be Super Bowl Sunday. It's not an official holiday, might as well be one. Super Bowl Sunday, regardless of the teams, I'll be drinking.
They really should make it Super Bowl Saturday, it would be so much better as far as, because everyone, it's the most like called off day of the year, that Monday after.
Mhm.
I have a couple
like-
of friends that have been campaigning for that for years.
They really should. I don't know why they don't. So
I
Who
think
knows?
it's just because the NFL's has always been played on Sundays. Now they've expanded out to Thursdays. Now they're talking about more Saturday games.
well, yeah. After the college season's over,
Yeah,
they have
now
tons
that-
of games on
right
Saturday.
now that I think there's a Friday game that they throw in there after
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
Jesus.
And they go all the way to Monday. So it's gonna, and then of course, whenever a game gets snowed out or rained out or whatever, guess who's
AK
playing
Buffalo.
on Tuesday or Wednesday? Yeah, Buffalo.
Yeah, in Detroit.
Yeah, in Detroit or Minnesota in Detroit. So Saturday Super Bowl wouldn't be that bad. I agree.
Well, before we finish with Nick, Dan, what is your drinking holiday? I know you kind of tagged off with the. Go on.
So I could be. I was about to say, just be that guy and to be like Juneteenth is my new drinking holiday, but I'm kind of the day after Thanksgiving kind of guy, because that really kicks off a 3-day, or it's actually a 4-day weekend. So you get to get the BCBS, which is an amazing beer. Even though it's Anheuser-Busch, and people are like, I won't drink that, but they'll go line up to get it. So it's the day after. It's Black Friday for me, I think.
All right, Black Friday.
Ken doesn't know how to respond to my Juneteenth comment.
No, I mean it's a Monday holiday. If that's the opportunity
It
for
is.
you to go drink, I mean that's a day to celebrate. That's for sure. Nick, what's your article?
Mine's
Wendy,
a little-
you're muted.
Go ahead, Wendy.
I said, I mean, I'd hope you do it at a black-owned brewery.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's fair. It was a joke. I don't have any
I
issue
know.
with Juneteenth. I was just joking around.
We-
For anyone listening, here comes the iTunes reviews, and I'm sorry.
We get
It's just
iTunes
because
reviews
it's a
for
new
being
holiday.
woke and iTunes reviews for not being woke now, so it evens out. They're both 1 star, so who cares?
Yeah. For me, mine's a little bit on the more serious side, not too serious. The state of Oklahoma just recently passed legislation and is now signed into law that the 2-drink limit for consumers is no longer a thing, which now allows people to buy, for the first time in the state's history, buckets of beer. House Bill 1392 was the bill that changed the laws surrounding how much one person can buy at a single time. It was 2 drinks. Now, like Michigan, where you can buy a bucket of beer at a bowling alley, you can now do that in the state of Oklahoma. A little behind the times is Oklahoma, so it seems. And is this just modernizing, getting with the times, guys? This
God, I hope
move?
so.
I still question what goes on in the panhandle there. There's something shady happening. We just
Technically,
don't
you
know
still
what.
can't do that in Illinois.
And that's where the bars are open till 4 a.m.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say in Illinois, I remember buying a pitcher of beer for myself at a bowling alley. So I don't know
So-
what the difference is between a 2-drink limit and a pitcher with 1 glass.
Is
Well,
this
no.
a single time so I can walk up and I can only buy 2 beers at a time, or a
they're
2
saying-
beer limit for the night?
So I'm not going to read
It's
all
at the-
9
it's-
pages of the bill, but it in the article that talks about it, it's allowing one person to buy a bucket of beer at one time. So if I were to go up there to the bar, I want a bucket of, I don't know, Miller High Life. I would be able to get that 6 beers or whatever they allow up.
5 or 6, whatever.
So I-
It's,
yeah, I
the
think
article
there's-
says 6, so
I think there's like the inability to go up and buy a round for your friends. So if you buy like 4 beers, you can't walk back.
you
and the
need
same
like
with-
certain amount of people.
You have to have
Yeah.
them all with you.
Yeah, something like that. So I think it's just a positive, more progressive thing to do with giving beer, because in the end, like, people aren't not drinking because of these limits. Like, they're just being a pain in the ass for the bartender or the server that
Right.
has to make multiple trips to stay in legality, because I'm sure there's some high as mighty cop that needs to hit a quota or something that's like, I'm gonna do my best to get a ticket and find this person. or find this bar, or find this restaurant, whether it's the liquor commission or whoever does the finding in Oklahoma. No, it's I understand if it is a bar rule, because some bars have that rule. They don't want, people constantly like one per person or two per person. But that's a per person, meaning that if multiple people walk up to the bar and then walk away, somebody can still bring the beer back. I was at a bowling alley last Monday and I was drinking pretty slow, and the bartender server knows to just bring me 1 Guinness every game. That's it. 3 Guinness. That's the entire. So like halfway through the second game, I still haven't finished my first Guinness. And I'm like, is this a rule? Like, I don't want to upset her. Like, do I got to chug the beer? Because that's what it's going to do, is if I got to order a beer and I'm about to order my next beer and I'm trying to like fight to get the waitress's attention and I can't order this beer, I'm going to chug this beer. If anything, this is going to make me want to drink faster and less efficiently, as opposed to enjoying my beer. I think it's the same with those city walks that you could bring beer. I can't remember the name of the.
You're talking about in Detroit,
Royal Oak, Ferndale, Detroit. Yeah, open container, open carry.
I can't remember what those are called. Open carry. I don't think that's what it's called, but
open carry. I know these booze guns.
Yeah. There are places, especially out here on the reservations, that have just, you can only order 2 at a time. So you're always going to have places like that because they don't want you like quadruple fisting, basically. I don't know why a state would have that law. It just doesn't really make sense, especially in 2023. Like, why are you trying to tell us what we can drink and what we can do? It doesn't really matter. But as you can see,
I can't tell you how many times that I've been to a bar where like I order 2 beers because the bartenders or the server's just busy as all hell. It's a busy night. Yeah. You know what? I'll just get 2 beers. That way then I don't have to bug you for a while. But there was a place where I ordered 2 beers. She brought back the beers and then said, I can't give both of them to you right now. And I'm like, why did you bring them to me in the first place? And
she probably thought there was someone else.
And here's the thing is that we were at a group of like 12. And of course, me being in my early 20s, I'm like, all right, give me this beer. And by the time you circle around and give everyone else their beer, this beer will be gone. And so I chugged the beer. Like, a lot of these limitations just cause alcohol.
They cause
issues.
Headaches.
Yeah,
they cause headaches. They got you chugging beer. They got the waitress carrying around a beer that she's got to bring back to you. It's just headaches.
In the chat, Riverathon, not Toot McCrog, which I've asked. I have asked if that's how you say it, and they have not responded. So we might have pissed them off, and I'm very, very sorry. For once, very, very sorry. But Riverathon in the chat is asking us, have we been to any breweries in the Fort Lauderdale, Pompeo Beach, Florida area? It has been years since I've been to Florida, so I think Nick's been to Florida recently. Wendy, I'm guessing
you were in Key West. I was in Key West, and I would try to gravitate towards, I think it was Key West Brewing, or hold on, wait a minute, I gotta remember what that.
What was the brewery with the hogfish amber? I think it was like the Florida Keys Brewery or something like that.
Oh. There was one beer that I gravitated towards a lot that one of my coworkers strongly recommended while I was down there, and I did drink it. I actually really liked it and drank it a lot while I was down there, and I am blanking on the name.
Great job, Nick.
I know.
Well, while you think about it, in Fort Lauderdale, my favorite beer brewery is there. If you guys remember, Dan, speaking of, late 80s, early 90s TV shows, I'm so excited, I'm so scared. Compliments of Funky Buddha, now re-independent.
That's it, Funky Buddha.
Funky Buddha is in Key West.
Yep. I believe there is a second one that's in the Fort Lauderdale area.
It's probably the original one.
It might be. Three Sons is over there too, from what I've gathered, which is another decent brewery. The other ones that I am looking at that are in the like top breweries to go, that I only recognize as Invasive Species, which I've heard is very, very good. Wendy, you're quiet. I feel like you had something to chat about there.
I'm sorry. I was like, it was driving me crazy that we couldn't think of the name of the open carry areas for alcohol and their social districts.
Social districts, that's it. Open carry.
The open carry districts.
But it took like 4 or 5 searches to figure it out. It's social districts.
Listen, it's not like we had one of the authors of the bill on this show 3 years ago when it first came out. We don't talk about it
on a regular basis.
No, we don't. I don't go to Royal Oak or Ferndale very often, which is the 2 bigger cities that have open carry for booze. Listen, open carry, shots, it all puts together. Like, yeah. Shots of 9mm, shots of bourbon. So Funky Buddha, obviously, I think is the general consensus river-a-thon for you to go to. Invasive Species, I think, is definitely going to be another top tier brewery, as well as Three Sons. So go have fun in Florida, or if you're already in Florida, enjoy the weather, I guess, down there.
Wait, what area was it?
Fort Lauderdale, Pompano Beach. Beach. I think I was saying Pompeo Beach.
Pompeo, like where the
I agree with
the volcano's at.
I was saying Pompeo.
I haven't been to Fort Lauderdale in a long time though.
Yeah. All right, well, that's going to do it, folks. We are live Friday, 7:15 p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/BetterOnDraft and facebook.com/BetterOnDraft. You could join us in the chat just like River-a-thon and, of course, our best friend, our bestie, Toot McCrog. You could join us, obviously, in the Facebook chat as well, as did former host Matt Bush, Mike Warren, and Gary McRae, who are all in there saying hello.
Old Mike Warren's in there?
Old Mike Warren was in there. Matt Bush was telling you that Jody Sweeten has been sober from meth, so I don't think opening up a booze
no, probably not in our best interest.
Not in the best interest. So that is going to do it. We will be back next week. We have the sister company of Shinerbach, Trumer Pills, coming on. Which will be Nick's last show. For those who did not know, Nick will be here one more week. And then we will be off the following week for the Summer Beer Festival. So go check it out and come find us there. And no matter what you think of your beer, we think it's Better on Draft. Have a good night.